For her first appearance of the tournament while returning to the starting lineup is Juliet Nana, who was leading goal scorer in Belarus this past campaign with Neman Grodno. An opportunity for her to impress. But ahead of the captain Ouattara, who captains in the absence of Milogo, a four-player defence that includes that very impressive central defensive partnership of Rwamba and Belém. Sawadogu, Cabre and Congo will start in a three-player midfield, and then Balkisa, Sawadogu, Compare and Nana will start up front in a three-pronged attack. But there's going to be, I would imagine, plenty of attack from midfield as well. The coin toss to be conducted by Patience Ndidi of Nigeria. The exchange of pennants ahead of the start of this tie. Two assistant referees from Côte d'Ivoire and Benin, Iore and Chitu, while Rive of Mauritius is the fourth official for today's tie. As Burkina Faso have won the toss, and Mariam Ouattara has the option, which means Uganda will have kickoff in this match. Quick photo opportunity, and then on to the business of the match. From Mauritius, Ahmed Imtihaz Hiralal is the video assistant referee for today's tie. He's the lead. His assistant is Haitham Girat of Tunisia. Uganda, this is a side that have made three changes from the team that started in the 3-1 loss to Morocco on match day 2. One of those is injury enforced for coach George Lutalo, or at least through sickness. His captain and goalkeeper Ruth Arturo is unwell and is unable to be in the starting lineup for the tie. So Margaret Kunihira is going to be getting a start. She has the opportunity to play ahead of Rita Kivumbi, which means that Ikwaput, who played on the left wing against Morocco, is going to be shifting to the centre, and Najemba will drift to the left. Nakazira will start in goal ahead of Arturo, and then in defence, Aisha Nantongo returns to the starting 11. She's going to be partnering Namorima in the heart of defence, but it's going to be quite changed in how they line up. Right up front, Ikwaput, Najemba, and Kunihira, the three who are going to be searching for the goals that Uganda will seek. The Crested Cranes, a side that are looking to beat that woman, Burkina Faso goalkeeper and captain Mariam Ouattara, who has been beaten twice so far in this tournament, once from a free kick in the opening match and once from a penalty in the second match. As we await the signal to get this Group A encounter underway. Bear in mind there is a match played concurrent to this between Morocco and Senegal. The last group stage matches played at the same time. So syncing the kickoffs between Rabat and Casablanca, where we find ourselves tonight in Casablanca at Stade Mohamed V. Just moments away now. This Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations Group A tie is underway. It is Uganda who play in the red and black, who kick off proceedings up against the Burkina Faso side, who turn out in the white and green. The two sides that have lost both their opening fixtures, but indeed could still advance to the knockout stages courtesy of a victory in this, their third and final group stage match, with the two best ranked third place teams advancing to the quarterfinals as well from the three groups. 30 seconds in, and already Uganda showing a little bit of intent in the opening stages, and I suppose that's exactly what you want to see as I welcome alongside me the great Banyana captain of years gone by, and somebody who's a quality all-round player. As a very ambitious shot from midfield comes hurtling through the Burkina Faso area and out for the goal kick. Amanda Dlamini, Toksin, what do you make of the 90 minutes that awaits us here, given the permutations that one could still advance to the quarterfinals with a win?
I think the message is quite clear from the change room that it is do or die for both teams. And of course, I think a team like Burkina Faso, obviously, with the back-to-back losses, but impressively enough, they lost both those games on 1-0 score margins. That just highlights the centre-back pairing that I think has been quite impressive so far. Yeah, absolutely.
Belém and Rwamba, meanwhile, is Burkina Faso here attacking through Cabre. Looks to probe into that 6-yard area and not too far away from picking out a teammate. Balkisa Sawadogu is so eager to claim the ball. It is Rasmata Sawadogu who makes herself available to receive from the throw-in. Balkisa and Rasmata Sawadogu, not related. Here's Rasmata, who is player of the match despite the 1-0 loss to Senegal. A late Coca foul penalty in that game, which you mentioned. There's Pascal Sawadogu, also no relation, but the coach of Burkina Faso, and whose coaching hero is Sir Alex Ferguson, the former Manchester United manager, who broke all sorts of records coaching his beloved Red Devils. Burkina Faso again look threatening as Congo searching for a little bit of space. Finding a way beyond the opposing defence is proving somewhat difficult in the early stages. Nakibuka with a header, but not able to clear. Back to Nakibuka. And Uganda showing confidence in looking to run that ball out of their danger area. That ball was worked forward by Guteme down to the near side. This is looking better for Uganda, but a little problem here. They continue. There's some players in very good positions for Uganda. This is a storming run, absolutely storming run by the captain, Najemba, who gets a shot in. There's still a problem here for Kunihira, who is down on the turf, but play continues. And Balkisa Sawadogu goes down under the challenge. A free kick to Burkina Faso is how play will get back underway. As George Lutalo watches on, the Uganda coach. Well, it has been a fairly intense opening couple of minutes here.
It has been, and Uganda really just under pressure, and it's going to be very important for them this evening to be organised defensively, considering that they've conceded 5 in the last 2. And I think the coach's emphasis has to be with that midfield to drop in and assist their defence.
3 of those were penalties, however, of the 5 that they've conceded.
I mean, yeah, of course, but those are still goals that will count for mistakes, probably, that have been conceded in those critical areas that could be a disadvantage.
I think mistakes is a key word in so many aspects as well. I mean, you look at one of the players they're missing in Sumaya Kumatale, who scored an absolute perler of a goal against Morocco. It was superb, sublime, and then received a red card. It is an element of perhaps of inexperience at this sort of level. And a red card ultimately proved costly in that match against Morocco. Real chance here, a ball that is scrambled just wide of goal. How did Burkina Faso not find that into the back of the Ugandan net? It's out for the corner, but my word, Burkina Faso so close to scrambling home what would have been their first goal of the tournament. They remain the only team yet to score at Morocco 2022. So from the corner, Balkisa Sawadogu. It's a very interesting lineup for Burkina Faso from this corner. Nobody in the area bar one, and here's a chance. It's a ball that's headed goal bound but scrambled away. It looked like Naludya had cleared off the line. Uganda look to escape through Najemba. Forward goes Najemba. She's got some support waiting in central midfield. Charging forward now. A decent looking ball as well, that would have been. It's beautifully cut out by a retreating Kudugu, who's able to scramble that ball away. And send a decent looking ball forward as well into the path of Kumpare, who's not quick enough to keep that ball in play, but we will see a throw into Burkina Faso. This the set piece, Amanda, that so nearly was.
Well floated ball right in the penalty area, and yet again Uganda just caught napping. It's quite amazing how it is that Burkina Faso couldn't tuck that one in.
Credit to Daisy Nakazero though. She saw that ball make its way beyond the defenders and threw herself at the feet of the onrushing player Cabre. It's not easy for a goalkeeper to come in and start when somebody is sick ahead of you, especially when you haven't been receiving some game time for a little while. Ruth Laturo, as the captain, has been starting far more regularly. Meanwhile is Najemba again looking to claim possession and push forward. She's only 18 years old, is Fazia Najemba, but a remarkable player who's already received so many accolades and plaudits for her impressive game time and ability. And that's going to be throw into Uganda. Kunihira back only as far as Nakibuka. is the only Ugandan player sitting on a yellow card, so she'll be hoping to avoid a caution, which will see her suspended for the next match if indeed they are able to win today, and indeed if they qualify. Great chance here, the ball is steered home comfortably by Uganda. The offside flag has stayed down, and remarkably, in her first appearance of the tournament, the number 7 needs a little over 7 minutes to score the opening goal. Compare with a strike. Uganda find themselves, Kunihira with a strike, finds herself on the score sheet nice and early, as Burkina Faso's defence is breached, and fairly comfortably at that.
The goalkeeper should have done a lot better in that instant, Dwayne, but a beautiful ball. I think Najemba just being very instrumental in recycling the ball and engaging the legs of Naluja in midfield to give that brilliant pass onto the left.
What a finish, what an absolute finish from Kunihira. Ouattara disappointed and upset. That's the first goal she's conceded from open play in this game, in this tournament. So Burkina Faso find themselves trailing in the early stages of this tie. Kunihira has only just made her way into this starting lineup. First appearance of this WAFCON, and the 17-year-old from Kampala, Queens, has already got the goal. It'll be some delight for George Ludalo. The side have now scored in consecutive matches. Bear in mind, this is a Uganda side that made their maiden appearance in 2000. They did claim a victory in their first appearance against the island of Réunion. And they want exactly that in this tournament, at least a victory in the group stages of the tournament. Again, looking dangerous. It's Ikwaput who's looking to apply a little pressure. She's got genuine pace up front.
That front attacking 3 for Uganda has speed all the way through, and I think for them it's just to make sure that they interchange in those positions. Najemba switching to the left flanks just to create those spaces, but she does really well to just drop into that midfield so that she can link up with the midfield and collect the ball.
Yeah, there seems to be a real adaptability about the Ugandan game, and they look a little more comfortable in possession. It was, to be fair, Burkina Faso had the clearer chances before the goal was scored, however, but Uganda have shown a few really meaningful touches. To steer this ball away is Cabre, very attacking player, somebody who nearly got a nose in the right place just a short while ago is Nabuteme. Steers this ball forward again. Someone who studied and played in the United States. So early goal here for Uganda. 10 minutes have come and gone. It is Uganda who lead by a goal to nil, courtesy of Margaret Kunihira. Well-placed ball beyond the Burkinabe goalkeeper Ouattara. This ball being kept in play. Aisha Nakibuka is in possession for just a moment before sending it back to Aisha Nantongo.
Those are some of the mistakes we were talking about, Dwayne. As the last line of defense, you should know if it is that you keep the ball in, make sure that there's weight and the pass speed to get out of that box, because it's a dangerous area. Now you can see an unnecessary corner kick.
Well, Kisa Sawadogo will take. Again, Burkina Faso line up with only one player inside the 6-yard area, and then a host of players from outside the 18-yard area who will make a charge into the penalty area as the set piece is taken. Sawadogo. It's a decent floated ball. It's a really good ball that's landed kindly as well for Burkina Faso, but it's scrambled away. And the clearance comes in. Najemba on the charge. Najemba goes down under the challenge. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a few of these type of challenges throughout the game, and we might just see a caution here as well. But this, another great use of transition ball by Uganda, and indeed here's the yellow card for Kudugu.
A good break there from Uganda, just to really try and maximize on Najemba's speed up front as she uses herself as an outlet.
She's got some pace and certainly not afraid to to use it, genuinely can play with both feet as well. Pascal Sawadogu, what does his side do now? They're trailing by a goal. They've lost both their opening matches by a goal to nil. Samantha Sawadogu couldn't bring that under control. Cabre can't reach this one, and eventually the ball is out wide. Congo with a little touch, and now Cabre again brings it under control. What is really pleasing to see is the number of teenagers on the field who are acquitting themselves rather well at an international level and have rather seamlessly fitted into the international fold. I mean, Kunihiro, who's scored, is just 17 years old. Adel Cabre, who's impressing in midfield for Burkina Faso, also only 17 years old. Uganda again look threatening. This time through the centre, Naluja, but that ball is away. Burkina Faso have a decent looking attack in prospect if they can get the return ball going, which they do manage to do here. Congo on the far side. Two players waiting. Juliet Nana get involved in the attack. Here is Rasmata Sawadogu, loses out possession to Uganda. A little run by the fullback Zongo, who's come forward, snatched possession and looks to steer that ball in toward the back post, but goalkeeper Nakazero is equal to the challenge and happy to come out and claim at the near post. And Zongo, starting right back, who came to claim possession and then steer the ball in. Kudugu towards Juliet Nana. 22 goals in her 25 matches this past season at Neman Grodno in Belarus for Juliet Nana. Oh, and now we are going to see a card, but the referee comes out immediately with the yellow card. It's a long way from the goal, but I tell you, those kind of challenges when you're closer to goal will prove problematic. But it is Rwamba who is cautioned for this challenge, and if indeed Burkina Faso advance, she is suspended for the next fixture.
Such an important player for Burkina Faso, but I guess you'd say she took one for the team, because Najemba she passed through, she would have gone straight to goal. But again, Uganda really doing well to use her as an outlet, as she avails herself brilliantly.
A couple of genuine quality players for Uganda that are looking to help raise the overall quality of the team. So play to get back underway from the set piece. Patience Ndidi is not yet blowing the whistle. I think this is too far away for there to be any question about being the last player. So we are going to see a VAR check. And there was an element of cover from Zongo down on the near side of the park, but we are just going to check. This will be a red card check. Patience indeed, he will come across to the near side. Very quick to whip out the yellow card for Rwamba. So this is the incident. Rwamba coming across. And yes, while she is the last player, which we've noted, there was the element of cover potentially coming across the field. It is a long way from goal. And she does take some of the ball, despite the fact that she has disregard for the consequences of her challenge for the safety of her opponent. So Patience Ndidi has seen what she needs to see and make a decision imminently, as players from respective sides have used the opportunity to just grab a little water. So to the VAR, we are going to see a red card here. It's a long way from goal, and Rwamba is going to be sent off So the yellow card is going to be retracted and the red card is going to come out, and this is more trouble for Burkina Faso. After a stellar tournament for the 20-year-old, it is going to end in disappointment here as she is sent to the stands in what will be her final match, regardless of whether or not Burkina Faso advance in all likelihood.
And she has been so amazing, Dwayne, in this tournament. She started out very well, being just that person who always is organizing the defense, sweeping and giving cover. But then again, it's just that lack of experience of knowing when to lunge in and when to chase and really just guide the striker to the line and kick the ball out. But very unfortunate for Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso down to 10 players. Uganda have the advantage. They're up by a goal and up by a player. Delivery in here is quickly dealt with. Asmata Sawadogo looks to get this ball away and manages to go beyond one, but not beyond two. Burkina Faso still look like they're keen to play the kind of football that they were playing before receiving the red card. And that ball is just tucked in behind Juliet Nana. Muniratu Compare got a ball in a good position, needed to be a little more accurate with her pass. What does it do, though, to a side when you're down a player as early as the 16th minute? I mean, that's a lot of extra running and extra cover for every player on the park.
For every player on the park, but it's always just one of those tactical decisions from the coach then, who to sacrifice in their original position, because now they might need an extra person in defense and pull one striker or attacking forward in that midfield just to really try and remain compact. But it's always just about now you have to play on the transition, because with so many turnovers from Burkina Faso, they seem to be rushing the ball. It's always just about locating a teammate with a good pass.
You saw the stallions of Burkina Faso. Signs around of Allez les étalons as Congo is cautioned here. Yellow card to Adama Congo, who shakes her head in disbelief. So 2 yellow cards and a red card inside 20 minutes for Burkina Faso. It's turned out to be a rather rough time for the Burkinabe outfit. 2 performances in which they've really acquitted themselves rather well defensively. They have allowed things to slip in this final match. But credit to Uganda as well, who've almost forced the errors from their opponents. Zongo. It's the clearance in towards Najemba, who might have a shot from range. Najemba looks for a little space here. Looking for the pass, but she's been squeezed wide by Asmata Sawadogo and still manages to get around her. Has she got the cross in here towards a teammate? That ball has stayed in play somewhat remarkably. It's missed everybody and gone flush through the 18-yard area of Burkina Faso. This is not cleared. Burkina Faso are living dangerously. Screening instructions as we hit the 20-minute mark. Goalless for Burkina Faso. A single goal for Uganda. The disappointment for Burkina Faso is that they're down by a player and still searching for their first goal of the tournament. This is defended, but a chance for Cabaret to strike a ball, and she's miscued it. Sawadogo might try from range. She enjoys a good long-range effort. Congo, who can strike. A header that almost clipped 2 players. Fails to test the opposing goalkeeper.
Very impressive that Burkina Faso really still surging forward. And two teams, they're the better ones who have had the chances of locating a teammate in that 18-yard box. Just really unfortunate not to really connect.
It's better from Uganda. It's not as clean as they would like. It's certainly not overly clinical defensively, but getting the ball away from the danger area as and when required. Luja wanting to get involved. Nabiria now as well. Side made a good run in the Kickoff Champions League this past campaign. Plays with Vihiga Queens in Kenya. It was Kenya who withdrew from the qualifiers that saw Uganda become the second team to qualify after hosts Morocco for this tournament. Confirming the scoreline midway through this opening half. Margaret Kuniera's goal separates the teams. Reminder, the Burkina Faso are down by a player. A red card to Madinatu Rwamba. Oh, and the makeshift defence is not quite reading the game right here. Kuniera again, maybe a chance for a second. Kuniera squeezes it out to the far side. Searching for a way through are Uganda, looking for Fauzia Najemba. This ball will come dangerously across that 18-yard area. Kept in play. Uganda still have it. Up in the near post here. Looking for the runner to strike a powerful shot. It's just pulled wide, however. Liberia unleashing a very powerful effort, but now the opportunity to just deal with the player who is down inside the Burkina Faso 18-yard area. Looks like Zongo.
Big blow to the tummy. That might sting a bit, but surely she'll be okay. But quite impressive that Uganda have resisted the pressure that Burkina Faso has imposed on them, really getting a moment just to breathe and get that shot off target. But good rotation of the ball, making sure that they keep the ball in play. But yet again, there's just too many loose balls that are not finding a teammate. And I think if they could just be a bit clinical with their passes, they'd be able to dominate the game.
Yeah, certainly. The way they rotate the ball is not something that has been exclusively shown in this game. It's something that they've done in their warm-ups and in the qualifiers and their warm-up games, their preparation matches, even in earlier games. But somehow they just haven't been able to produce the result. Today might be the day, though. You feel a fair amount of confidence knowing that they are up by a goal and by a player. Played concurrent to this, and it is Morocco against Senegal, battling for top spot in Group A, and it's significant in the sense that you have a chance of playing a third-place team from one of the groups if you finish top of the log, but you will play a fellow second-place team if you finish second in Group A. That match significant. This one significant to see if one team can indeed qualify for the next round of the tournament. If it's a draw, we know that the third place qualifiers for the quarterfinals will come from Group B and Group C because they've already achieved more points than these two sides currently have, or a draw would give them. Delivery in here. It's fallen kindly for Burkina Faso, but they can't get the shot away. Cabre comes charging in. It's Nakibuka who puts that ball forward. Somewhat of a kind bounce. Oh, Najemba might be on her way here. Lovely pass from Naluja. And Najemba tries her luck. Ouattara gets a full hand on this. Steers it out for the corner. But use of transition ball by Uganda has been thoroughly impressive in the opening 25 minutes.
Very impressive, and I mean, also just a bit of finesse there. Naluja just releasing the ball out of the side of her boot to locate Najemba, who was certainly on for goal. But a great save from the goalkeeper just to make sure that they at least keep the scoreline at 1-0.
So from the corner, Indeed, just a little warning to Maluja. Pushing and shoving in the area. Toward the near post. Attempt for the spectacular. It's a ball that's been scrambled away by Burkina Faso, and look at the confidence of running the ball out of your danger area. This could be a real counter-attack gone right, but just a little too heavy on the return ball. They've gone over 50 meters forward with the ball at their feet. And that has not impressed George Lutalo, the Uganda coach.
I mean, you have to compliment the way in which they got out of their area with just intricate passing, great combinations, great angles to their passing as well. Just really let down by the weight of the pass.
It's interesting because they've opted to keep three at the back rather than play a fourth player at the back. Congo drops back every so often, and sometimes Rasmata Sowadogu does as well, but they're basically playing 3-3-3 at the moment, or Burkina Faso, after the red card. They're not giving up on this tie. They win. Could see one of these sides advance to the quarterfinals. Kunihira into a little bit of space out on that far side. Ikwaput can't get the shot in here. She's put under real pressure by Nana, but the attack from Uganda continues. The offside flag has gone up, and the concern here is for Fauzia Najemba.
I think the referee should have blown the whistle a bit earlier. They went for an aerial duel, and that could be just one of those head collisions, which could be very dangerous for the players. Interesting to note that she didn't notice that immediately.
Just the collision with Congo. It might have been the arm of Congo as well. No, it was indeed a clash of heads. Pascal Sowadogu has been trying to work on the mental aspect of things with his players. For Burkina Faso, this is not the way they would have wanted the tournament to unfold. There's also been a lot of talk in the camp. Apparently there's been some very open discussion. Coaches encouraged the open communication from his players, and there's been a fair amount of debate and feedback from the individuals involved. Players, the technical staff, and the squad, saying that they recognise that they've made their mistakes and feel they've applied themselves better in the build-up to this game. As we approach the 30-minute mark, they're down by a goal. They've already received a red card as well. Kunihira down again, but back on her feet quickly. 30 minutes have come and gone. It is Uganda who are in front by 1. Burkina Faso will get play back underway from a set piece. Zongo feeding to Rasmata Sowadogu. Balkisa Sowadogu with a little flick on, but nobody to collect. Najemba make her way back on now after that clash of heads with Zongo. Uganda missing a few key players, including their left back, Samara Kumantalo, who picked up that red card against Morocco, which means that Nesia Nakibuka, who is more familiar to playing on the right and played at right back against Morocco, is playing at left back tonight, although she feels more comfortable playing in central defence. And we've got Natongo back in the lineup, and Fiona Nabumba, who, this is Natonga here making the challenge, Fiona Nabumba, who played previously as a central defender, turning out as a right back. They've had some significant changes. This will be easy enough for the goalkeeper, and indeed is. Comfortably tucked up by Ouattara, who steers this ball a long way downfield. Oh, they're looking for possession, but it's Uganda who will run this ball at their opponents. Naluja. Kunihira back inside with Majemba, who tried the return ball, but it's picked out by Belem.
It's always just that final pass, and it's really contributing to the turnovers that we've seen in the game. Haven't really seen a free-flowing game between the two teams, but obviously exchanging a bit of quality where attack is concerned, and Burkina Faso really fighting to come back into the game.
That's a great win. That's a fantastic ball-winning moment in the middle of the park by Naluja as she threads the ball through towards Iquaput, but this ball is over the goal line. A goal kick it'll be. Not only the pass, it was the fact that she won the ball so impressively. Iquaput with a moment she'd rather forget.
Naluja really being instrumental in that midfield, stringing some brilliant passes, penetrating that defense and making sure that she gives at least the teammates an opportunity at goal.
It's certainly a wonderful evening for football. The temperature is not overly high. The sun set late and there's still a little warmth in the air, but there's no sun out. I'm expecting to see two sides that be capable of running against one another for a full 90 minutes, and indeed these two sides have come out with a fair amount of tempo. They've battled to find a rhythm. It's been a little disruptive from both these teams. Certainly the passing accuracy is a little down from both these sides. Uganda managed to produce the better goods, as it were, so far in this tie. They have the only goal of the game. Congo. She's not been asked to play in a forward attacking position, which is her preferred position, but now she looks to prove that she can be a finisher here, and Congo's got to go all the way, and 10-player Congo, 10-player Burkina Faso have managed to score through Congo here. It is a glorious individual effort from Congo, and Burkina Faso are back on level terms in spectacular fashion, much to the delight of a very, very jovial section of the stands here in Casablanca. Look at this. Congo picks it up just inside her opponent's half, and off she goes.
She starts off really well picking up that loose ball from midfield, gets a step over one or two, just the close control of the ball, just making sure that she sees nobody in front of her, no obstacle in front of her, close control inside the box to just easily tuck it in over the goalkeeper.
A little step over on the way and jinxed away beyond a number of defenders. She was between 4 Ugandan players when she unleashed that shot. Adama Congo, take a bow. What a goal. For individual efforts, that is impressive. Yet another one of the teenagers who has impressed. And more importantly here, Adama Congo has her country's first ever goal at a Women's Africa Cup of Nations. A historic moment for Adama Congo.
And what a beautiful goal at that. Brilliant, brilliant, well taken goal.
Just unbelievable. For Uganda, they'll be feeling that they've let themselves down. They're up by a goal, up by a player. And that's got to be devastating from Uganda perspective. It's how now they manage to control, bring themselves back into this tie. Remember, a draw is not good enough for either one of these teams.
Uganda are really going to kick themselves for not maximizing on the advantage that they have of a player on field and just really not being crisp enough with the passes and really not dominating in midfield to make sure that they pile up the pressure. But a good tactic from the coach. Burkina Faso, as you noted, Dwayne, playing 3-3-3, and I think the only reason was to really try and match up in midfield and take their chances.
Well, they certainly took their chances. It was a massive risk. It genuinely is a massive risk to play a 3-3-3 after you've had a red card. But my word, it's paid dividends. And maybe Adama Congo just reminding the coach that as much as he's put her in a deeper lying position today, that her preferred position is striker. What a way to remind the coach. Oh, this is an error. Potentially a costly error here that is tidied up by Belém, but still Uganda outnumber their opponents, and Ouattara has let one slide underneath her. Uganda are back in front. The lead did not last long, and Naluja has the goal for Uganda that reclaims the 1-goal advantage. Another disappointing moment for Burkina Faso. Zongo playing that back to the goalkeeper. Belém couldn't get on the end of this one. She recovers, but then loses it to Naluja. The follow-up here. And the finish by Nabwedeme. Naluja doing the hard work to win that ball back.
A great pass yet again to just really try and link up play. But quite interesting, Nabwedeme was already falling as he took that shot, and yet again the captain, I thought, could really just do a bit better, considering how the team has really fought their way back to get that equalizer. I think the least she can do is just really try and shut the back door.
So she remains unattached, this Nabwedeme. I think there were many who, at the start of the 2022 Sekafa Senior Women's Championship, questioned why George Lutalo actually brought her into the squad, but she has proved with her goals and with her quality football that she still has plenty to contribute. She finished the Sekafa with 5 tournaments, 5 tournament goals, including that brace in the final. There's Naluja again, who tees it up for the recent goal scorer, and Nabwedeme skies this effort.
Nabwedeme just really doing well and just giving herself that option of a late run. Everyone is just surging forward. She just delays her run to really try and her luck from somewhat way out, but if only she can get the shots on target.
So Burkina Faso have claimed a moment of history by already scoring their first goal at a Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Disappointingly, though, for the side, it had come after they had received their first red card at a Women's Africa Cup of Nations, with Marina Turuamba having been sent off just 17 minutes into this tie. Skewed attempt at the clearance here. Ouattara should bring this under control, and does. So 5 minutes to go to half-time. 3 goals we've seen already. Kambare, Kisa Sawadogo. Decent looking ball in here, and that could be scrabbled across the goal line. It is! Burkina Faso have another equalizer in this tie. Kisa Sawadogo with a cross. The error from the goalkeeper, and Uganda have conceded shortly after reclaiming their advantage. We've seen 2 goals in 2 minutes here. And in the last 6 minutes, 3 goals between these sides. They're not short on activity in the closing stages. Kisa Sawadogo, look at this run, and a hopeful ball in.
A brilliant run from Sawadogo on the right flank, but yet again the goalkeepers are caught with critical mistakes in the dying minutes of this first half. The goalkeeper should have been an easy catch for her, but yet again it's always just the pressure that Burkina Faso have been piling up in this first half.
Well, it's brilliant. Cabre will claim that goal because the goalkeeper knocked that ball into her, and off her chest, over the goal line it went. A Burkinabe celebration.
Defensive concerns for Uganda, Dwayne. It's 3 games and they've conceded 7, which I think just half-time, coach will have to re-emphasize on just that defensive organization will be critical in the second half.
So, Cabre has her goal. Burkina Faso have another equalizer. 2-2 it is. Mateme, when she scored half an hour after Kunihira scored to give Uganda that 1-goal lead back. With Burkina Faso down by a player, you might have expected it to be a bit of game over. Instead, they've just upped their game again. Yes, there was an error, but the intensity there from Burkina Faso. Juliette Nana on that far side, she's still dangerous. Now, Pascal Sawadogo here has opted to make a change, it seems, before half-time. I can tell you that Charlotte Milogo, the squad captain, is waiting on the near side, and this is going to be Nana who is sacrificed. So Milogo is on, Nana is off before half-time. Taking an attacking player off and bringing a defensive midfielder on, potentially just sacrificing the attacking player owing to the one-player advantage for Uganda. But how have you read that change, Amanda?
It's quite interesting from the coach, considering the time as well, the clock. Could have just waited maybe for that sub, but of course I think he has other plans. Just making sure that he solidifies that midfield, gives a bit of cover for the attacking for Burkina Faso. But he's just, I think, with the tactical change of really trying to push Congo up front and maybe give her a bit of more room to be the creative one who links play from midfield to attack.
Yeah, the other player who can play in that role as well is Cabre. Somebody who got her nose in just the right area a short while ago to take full advantage of a drop ball by the goalkeeper to chest it back over the Uganda goal line. This is Belem. You would not look at her and say this is a 17-year-old with very limited international experience. She looks far more mature on the ball. Alimata Belem. She really showed quality in the qualifiers. She's maintained that form and certainly impressed here in Morocco 2022. It's 3 minutes of added time, signalled by Maria Rivet of Mauritius. 4 goals in the opening 45 minutes. Burkina Faso knocked down and out despite being down by a player. How significant will that improve as the game continues, as Zongo kicks that ball into the head of her captain, Milogo, who for a moment just looked a little shocked, but from a Burkina Faso perspective, thankfully not dazed. It's Congo helping tidy up, but immediately won back by Uganda. Kunihira is playing all over the pitch at the moment, but Burkina Faso have still managed to win back possession. Can they find a third goal? Cabre trying her luck from just outside the area. It's Manta Sawadogo with that challenge. Saw the ball initially back for Burkina Faso, but Uganda charging into the opponent's half. Iquaput. Incredibly dangerous striker is Iquaput as well, somebody who guided Lady Doves to their first league title, where she was not only top goal scorer but MVP as well. Ouattara is down, and Manda, while Ouattara is down and receiving a little treatment here, let me get your take on the opening 45 minutes. How have you viewed the opening half?
It's all about the comeback. We've been absolutely entertained. Both teams just really having a go at each other. But obviously tactical aspects here and there for a team like Uganda, who had the superiority in terms of the advantage. They could have easily controlled the match, taken their fair chances that they've created with the breaks, obviously just trying to locate a player like Najemba, the captain on the day. But the greatest comeback has to be the story of Burkina Faso. A woman down, a player down, and they just really sort of just surged themselves all the way through to make the scores level.
Yeah, I think Congo's goal, that historic moment for Burkina Faso, also utterly outstanding. The respective support bases and camps watching on, officials and technical staff and some of the players who are not in the matchday squad, all sitting in the stands. There are some fans who've made their way to the venue to enjoy some quality football action, and some are entertaining themselves while treatment to the goalkeeper happens. Patience Ndidi, Nigerian referee, happy to see the Burkinabe goalkeeper back on her feet. And play to get back underway. Uganda pushing late on here. Is there a chance for Uganda to claim a one-goal advantage heading into the break? Trying to squeeze this ball forward, Nakibuka, and Burkina Faso again have the charge down the near side flank. Valkisa Sawadogu denied the opportunity to run by Fiona Nabumba. Turns 20 the week after next. She corporate defender. Zongo. With that little tap out towards Naluja. It's Najemba. And Willem steering that ball back to a goalkeeper who fails to bring it under control. Ball out for the corner. And we had the injury concern to Ouattara in added time, which is why we are going well beyond added time as Ouattara comes out and claims from this corner. He did a second grab. Balkisa Sawadogu in possession. Rasmata Sawadogu. And this should be easy enough for goalkeeper Nakiziro. And with that, Patience Ndidi signals the end of the opening 45 minutes here in Casablanca. Burkina Faso against Uganda. It's been end-to-end stuff. It really has been thoroughly entertaining for contrasting reasons for these respective sides. But a red card and 4 goals in the opening half. It is 2-2 at the break between Burkina Faso and Uganda. Uganda stride off.
I'm truly honored and grateful for the opportunity, and knowing that the girls that are in the squad, they are so competitive, and we all have a different style of play.
We're trying to show the women out there that we're fearless, you know. We're not scared. We can see that there's a lot going on in our country right now. We're trying to bring a lot of hope back. And I think that's why it's becoming a bit more personal for our South Africans. If we win this, we're trying to bring the country together, to unite the country.
Hopefully we can get that elusive medal and take that monkey off our back. But it's going to be a tough tournament, and we have to be ready for every eventuality. But what you can get from Banyana is that effort. What you can get from Banyana is that commitment. What you can get from Banyana is playing until the final whistle. And hopefully we'll get that positive result.
Striving to do the best for the country. And obviously, if you do the best, then you're encouraging that young one that's coming up. So the talk is positive mindset. winning each and every game that we are going to play, so that we stand a high chance of qualifying and also winning the trophy.
Hopefully we can get that elusive medal and take that monkey off our back, but it's going to be a tough tournament and we have to be ready for every eventuality. But what you can get from Banyana is that effort. What you can get from Banyana is that commitment. What you can get from Banyana is playing until the final whistle, and hopefully we'll get that positive result.
Women's Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2022 continues here as match day 3 begins. It is Group A. It is Burkina Faso against Uganda as the combatants make their way out onto the pitch behind the quartet of match officials led by Patience Ndidi of Nigeria. Just moments away now. This Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations Group A tie is underway. It is Uganda who play in the red and black, who kick off proceedings up against the Burkina Faso side, who turn out in the white and green. The two sides that have lost both their opening fixtures, but indeed could still advance to the knockout stages courtesy of a victory in this, their third and final group stage match, with the two best ranked third place teams advancing to the quarterfinals as well from the 3 groups. 30 seconds in, it is an element of perhaps of inexperience at this sort of level. And a red card ultimately proved costly in that match against Morocco. Real chance here, a ball that is scrambled just wide of goal. How did Burkina Faso not find that into the back of the Ugandan net? It's out for the corner, but my word, Burkina Faso so close to scrambling home what would have been their first goal of the tournament. They remain the only team yet to score at Morocco 2022. So from the corner, Balkisa Sawadogo. It's a very interesting lineup for Burkina Faso from this corner. Nobody in the area bar one, and here's a chance. It's a ball that's headed goal bound but scrambled away. It looked like Naludya had cleared off the line. As Uganda look to escape through Najemba. Forward goes Najemba. She's got some support waiting in central midfield, charging forward now. A decent looking ball as well, that would have been. It's beautifully cut out by a retreating Kudugu, who's able to scramble that ball away. Send a decent looking ball forward as well into the path of Kumpare, who's not quick enough to keep that ball in play, but we will see a throw into Burkina Faso. This the set piece, Amanda, that so nearly was.
Well floated ball right in the penalty area, and yet again Uganda just caught napping. It's quite amazing how it is that Burkina Faso couldn't tuck that one in.
Konuhira back only as far as Nakibuka. He's the only Ugandan player sitting on a yellow card, so she'll be hoping to avoid a caution, which will see her suspended for the next match if indeed they are able to win today, and indeed if they qualify. Great chance here, and a ball that's steered home comfortably by Uganda. The offside flag has stayed down, and remarkably, in her first appearance of the tournament, the number 7 needs a little over 7 minutes to score the opening goal. Kumpare with a strike. Uganda find themselves, it's rather Kunihira with a strike, finds herself on the score sheet nice and early. as Burkina Faso's defence is breached, and fairly comfortably at that.
The goalkeeper should have done a lot better in that instant, Dwayne, but a beautiful ball. I think Najemba just being very instrumental in recycling the ball and engaging the legs of Naluja in midfield to give that brilliant pass onto the left.
What a finish. What an absolute finish from Kunihira. It's Nakibuka who puts that ball forward. Somewhat of a kind bounce. Oh, Najemba might be on her way here. Lovely pass from Naluja. And Najemba tries her luck. Ouattara gets a full hand on this. Steers it out for the corner. The use of transition ball by Uganda has been thoroughly impressive in the opening 25 minutes.
Very impressive, and I mean, also just a bit of finesse there. Naluja just releasing the ball out of the side of her boot to locate Najemba, who was certainly on for goal. But a great save from the goalkeeper just to make sure that they at least keep the scoreline at 1-0.
Congo. She's not been asked to play in a forward attacking position, which is her preferred position, but now she looks to prove that she can be a finisher here, and Congo's got to go all the way, and 10-player Congo, 10-player Burkina Faso have managed to score through Congo here. It is a glorious individual effort from Congo. And Burkina Faso are back on level terms in spectacular fashion, much to the delight of a very, very jovial section of the stands here in Casablanca. Look at this. Congo picks it up just inside her opponent's half, and off she goes.
She starts off really well picking up that loose ball from midfield. Gets a step over one or two. Just the close control of the ball. Just making sure that she sees nobody in front of her, no obstacle in front of her. Close control inside the box to just easily tuck it in over the goalkeeper.
Little step over on the way and jinxed away beyond a number of defenders. She was between 4 Ugandan players when she unleashed that shot. Adama Congo take a bow. What a goal. For individual efforts, that is impressive. A deeper lying position today, that her preferred position is striker. What a way to remind the coach. Oh, this is an error, potentially a costly error here that is tidied up by Belém, but still Uganda outnumber their opponents, and Ouattara has let one slide underneath her. Uganda are back in front. The lead did not last long, and Naluja has the goal for Uganda that reclaims the 1-goal advantage. Another disappointing moment for Burkina Faso. Zongo playing that back to the goalkeeper. Belém couldn't get on the end of this one. She recovers, but then loses it to Naluja. The follow-up here. And the finish by Nabwedeme. Naluja doing the hard work to win that ball back.
A great pass yet again to just really try and link up play. But quite interesting, Nabwedeme was already falling as she took that shot, and yet again the captain, I thought, could really just do a bit better, considering how the team has really fought their way back to get that equalizer.
Kambare, Kisa Sawadogo. Decent looking ball in here, and that could be scrabbled across the goal line. It is! Burkina Faso have another equalizer in this tie. Balkisa Sawadogo with a cross. The error from the goalkeeper, and Uganda have conceded shortly after reclaiming their advantage. We've seen 2 goals in 2 minutes here. And in the last 6 minutes, 3 goals between these sides. We're not short on activity in the closing stages. Balkisa Sawadogo, look at this run, and a hopeful ball in.
A brilliant run from Sawadogo on the right flank, but yet again the goalkeepers are caught with critical mistakes in the dying minutes of this first half. The goalkeeper should have been an easy catch for her, but yet again it's always just the pressure that Burkina Faso have been piling up in this first half.
Well, it's brilliant. Cabre will claim that goal because the goalkeeper knocked that ball into her, and off her chest, over the goal line it went.
Please note that the official date for analog television switch-off is imminent. If you're still watching television through an aerial, please take the following steps to continue watching your favorite programs on the SABC. Buy a digital tuner for your analog TV set and get connected. Buy any digital television decoder, either satellite or digital terrestrial, and get connected. Buy a smart television and connect through an aerial. If you can't afford any of the above, please contact your nearest post office for more information on how to connect. For more information, please WhatsApp 0600 625 458 or call 0860 736 832.
Wat's die okasie is 'n splinternuwe skitterblink reeks op SABC2 wat partytjies hou vir ons land se nommer 1 persoonlikhede met die hulp van 'n span kundiges.
Dis so lekker om 'n nuwe program te hê. Wat's die okasie?
Jy wil nie hierdie mis nie. Welkom.
Ja, Chase, is al die B-stryd van die dal af, meisie.
Ons is nou amper reg die show, maar kan nie vir julle enigiets meer wys nie. Let's go.
Ag, hierdie dress-up partytjie val so reg in my kraal, is om myself in drag te sit.
Weens die pandemie kry ek en my man Ashley uiteindelik die kans om ons troue te vier.
These special days is the opportunity to really just say thank you.
Ek kan nie my dogter op die dag sonder haar voorstel nie.
Definitief vandag vir my 'n highlight was om my maandpa hierso te sien.
Dit is tyd om ons land se mense te vier, mooi te maak en te kuier saam met ons familie en vriende. Kyk, wat's die okasie? Elke Dinsdag aand om 7uur op SABC2.
See a couple of changes for the Ugandan side, who look to be bringing on the dangerous attacker in retakes. So changes to be made. Faziga Ikwaput is making way, and on in her place is retakes. Defensively, Aisha Ntongo is making way, and on in her place comes Ukia Namubiru, Kampala Queen's defender. So the second half gets underway with Burkina Faso kicking off. They are down by a player after the red card, just 17 minutes into Madinatu Ruamba, but they find themselves level on goals, having twice scored equalizers after going down to a Ugandan side. It's the scorer of the first goal, Kunihira, whose header is nodded back into the 18-yard area of Burkina Faso. 2-2 between these sides. A red card and 4 goals in the opening half. Now, the battle between these two sides, with both these sides knowing that a victory could potentially see them through to the quarter-final stages. The quarter-finals mean just one game away from securing a ticket to the FIFA Women's World Cup. Burkina Faso through Sawadogu on that far flank. Sawadogu, delivery in here. It's a decent-looking delivery as well. It's not too far away from just tucking in over the head of the goalkeeper. Well, Nakazero, a little fortunate that that was not placed a little closer toward her back post. Amanda Dlamini sitting alongside and watching that, and goalkeeper nowhere near to judging the flight of that ball. Balkisa Sawadogu knocking that just over her, and also nearly tucking it in at the back post.
Goalkeeper not so convincing yet again, and that box is always just her area to really take charge and make sure that all those aerial duels she wins, she clutches the ball convincingly, just to give the defense also a bit of confidence.
I tell you, what a start that would have been for Burkina Faso, down by a player and then hit the front. inside the opening minute of the second half for Uganda. A couple of changes as well. Let's get your take on that, because Rita Kavumbi, very dangerous attacking player. That's no surprise, bringing on like for like with Ikwaput making way. But Namubiru coming on as well. Mr. Matongo going off. Does that speak to the errors in judgment defensively?
No, absolutely. I think just for me personally, coming to this game, it always has been a concern for me. Just that last line of defense of Uganda. The coach is making immediate changes just to really try and stabilize the defense, and yet at the same time bringing in Kivumbi to come through and just really use her physical presence to really try and complement Najemba up front.
Yeah, somebody who left Sweden in 2015. She's bulked up and herself very much a part of this Uganda squad, but somebody who is undoubtedly a phenomenal physical presence. Handball here called against the Burkinabe captain. The free kick has gone the way of Uganda. It's a very handy position for Uganda. Just being knocked about by Uganda. They're playing the triangles really well at stages in this game. So set piece time. And Ouattara, who has had a bit of a nightmare in goal for Burkina Faso so far today. Needs to defend. 4-player wall. For Uganda from the set piece. And that's gone high. Not making use of the set piece here, Nabutembe.
Nabutembe just really going a bit underneath the ball, really trying to float it over the wall, of course, but it's always just good to really try and curve it through into the corners, because I think they for sure have studied the goalkeeper's weaknesses.
Yeah, there are times when somebody's lost a boot. There are times where you spot a weakness in a goalkeeper and you want to pepper the goalkeeper. And you've seen that Ouattara is certainly not having the best of times. Shots on target might count for more than just shots on target. So it's time again for Burkina Faso. Zongo is a regular free kick taker. He is standing over this ball with Balkisa Sawadogo. 5 minutes have come and gone in the second half, no goals. 2-2 it remains between these sides, both with chances to score already in the second half. Uganda from a missed free kick and Burkina Faso with an early attack. Here, it's lobbed up. It's a comfortable curling ball for the goalkeeper, who's happy to pluck this balloon ball out of the air and feed the ball out to the near side. Namubiru on at half-time is able to get this ball clear. Namutembe. The half-time substitute thumps that ball into the opposing territory. Namutembe sending Nakibuko scrambling to keep this ball in play, and she's done so beautifully. But under a little pressure here on that far side from Balkisa Sawadogo, and Zongo steers that ball forward. Able to get on the end of this ball. She's not seen too much possession standing in a central striker role. In fact, none of the attacking players of Burkina Faso have, not the ones standing in higher lines, have seen much possession in today's time, and the brilliant individual goal by Congo came from deep. And Balkisa Sawadogo's cross from the left flank was steered in by a midfielder as another ball is laid into an 18-yard area, and this time it's Kudugu, the left back, who's there to help cover. Just prods the ball out of play for the corner. Uganda maintain their pressure on the Burkina Faso goal. Kunihira. Keeper called, but Belem gets her head on the end of that one and steers that ball away from danger area. Kunihira again, back into a danger area. Milogo's there to nod the ball away. Congo with the clearance for Burkina Faso. And the fullback, Nakibuka, looking to get Uganda going, but it's Burkina Faso who have it back. Getting a little untidy on the turf, but Uganda have possession, a very dangerous possession as well. Great chance here for a third goal. The attempted square ball when the shot at goal might have been the initial option away by Milogo, but Uganda showing industry in the build-up again and very quick use of transition ball. They really are using the turnovers rather well, Uganda.
And just on your point, Dwayne, of the lone strike up front, Najemba here with the perfect example that sometimes as a striker you have to drop just a little bit to create those spaces and just become that person who assists or becomes a supplier. And I think that's what Burkina Faso are lacking at this moment in creating those pockets of spaces to run onto.
That's a fair point. That's something that Juliet Nana would have been able to give them if she were playing in a slightly more central role, but playing down that left flank, she was starved of supply and placed in the opening half. Tactical change seemingly from the coach, Soadogu, but his risk of playing 3-3-3 would have worked for a bit. Here's Najemba, deflected effort out for the corner it goes. Just to get back to the point, the 3-3-3 is how he was playing for a bit of the opening half, but now he's got 4 at the back and still the error. It's a great recovery from Milogo to steer that ball out for the corner. So from the corner, Uganda. Decent looking ball. Belem gets a touch on it. Balkisa Soadogu is unable to clear, and it's going to be a free kick to Uganda in a very handy position for the Crested Cranes. Midfield has played its part in really getting under the skin of the Burkina Faso players. So a change coming, and Kunihira is making way, scorer of the first goal, and on in her place another attacking player, this time in the form of Tuzo Lilian. Kunihira, she can celebrate that goal, an opening goal of this tie. A fine goal it was. And the 19-year-old from Kampala, Queens, comes sprinting onto the field with a big smile on her face. What an entrance.
Just the kind of energy you want to inject into this game.
Absolutely. It's exactly the kind of energy. The Burkina Faso do have Limata Nkiema lined up to make her way onto the pitch, so an attacking player. From the set piece toward the back post, and not too far away from curling in toward the back post as well. It's Rita Kivumbi, who got close but was unable to get her head on the end of that ball that was floated in. Soadogu can't keep it in play. Player of the match in that losing cause against Senegal, but she's been a little unlike herself today in the sense that we've not seen the long-range efforts, we've not seen quite the battling bruising runs that she likes to put in with the ball at her feet. This is a big chase on for Adama Congo, and she's not going to win that race. The ball is out of play. It'll be a Uganda throw. So we are going to see the change now for Burkina Faso. And Dimata Nikiema is making her way on, and Kambare is making her way off. So attacking player for attacking player. Thoughts about where to go. Congo steers one in. That is disappointingly attempted to be cleared by Nabumba, who's only seen that skew off the side of her boot. Out for the corner it goes.
Nabumba just really looking to clear her lines and just sort of miskicks that one.
It's Nikiema, the new player on Burkina Faso. Balkisa Sawadogu waits to be able to take this free kick. Pascal Sawadogu is screaming instructions in her direction. She's trying to hear them. Delivery comes. It's a decent looking delivery as well. It's low and flat and crisp enough, inviting delivery that nobody's able to get their heads on. Not even one of the defending team. That's past how many players without a touch? It's almost impressive that it's been able to do that.
I think what is as impressive is just the quality in which these corner kicks have been taken from both ends. They almost always seem to aim for the penalty spot, and that is where the money is at. That's where the juice is at. But yet again, Milogo just coming in late and just really not connecting with that ball.
It's a reminder as we approach the hour mark that these two sides are playing in a match that takes place at the exact time that a match between the other two teams in Group A takes place, Morocco and Senegal. I can tell you that Gislan Shevak has scored for Morocco against Senegal as the host nation lead by a goal to nil. It is 2-2 here between Burkina Faso and Uganda. That's significant in the sense that only a win is good enough. It's the Burkinabe support base of some interesting outfits, and certainly culturally is just glorious on display. The Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations. There are a handful of supporters that have been going up to the band of Burkinabe supporters and asking for photographs during this game. And the build up to this game as well. Now, Sawadogu dispossessed. This is better. Mutuzo steering that ball forward. And that's going to be a free kick as Belem is brought down. Assistant referee on the near side, right on the spot, Minise Nagata Iore. Kivumbi being warned. She left Uganda for Sweden in 2015. Somebody who still plays in Sweden, now at Malbakens. She's got 7 goals in her 10 games so far. Ritisha Nabosa is making her way on now. This Uganda side making the change. Nabosa coming on, and Naluja's off. Just beyond the hour mark. Kampala Queen Star is off, and the Lady Doves midfielder is on. Had a good qualifying campaign, actually scored in the 2-0 win over Ethiopia in the first leg of the first round of qualifiers. needed penalties to get beyond Ethiopia, did Uganda, and then were handed a walkover when Kenya withdrew. They qualified for the WAFCON, behind only Morocco, who qualified as hosts. Returning to the competition for the first time in 22 years, we're hoping for an element of success. There's still plenty of time for Uganda to find a winner in this tie, though. Burkina Faso, though, had less than ideal preparations. They haven't played a competitive match by the time they got to this Women's Africa Cup of Nations since the qualifying campaign. So nearly 5 months of football as Congo is unable to bring this ball under control. And their only real preparation came playing against the men's under-20 team and some academy players in Ouagadougou. Well, for Uganda, they had some really good preparation, some decent preparation, including the Sakafa Cup win as well, and then beating Zambia 5-0 in a friendly. And maybe in a sense you can see it as well from the players who look fit, who look strong enough to go through 90 minutes. For Burkina Faso, there's a little struggle. But that last chance, decent looping ball in. And this was a little earlier.
I think on just that score, Dwayne, we have to always keep encouraging federations to really take these sort of tournaments seriously, and part of the development of the women's game, it's absolutely necessary that teams are given enough and thorough preparation, because once you get to this level, and this is the big stage of African women's football, you have to compete. It's something that is demanded, and we have to keep improving the quality of football, and this is just basic raw talent. I can't imagine what these ladies have sacrificed to be here. They are serving us good quality. They have the ability, and it's always just important that we set up the structures to really support them.
Yes, so certainly some financial support is required for certain federations, it must be noted. But Dr. Patrice Motsepe has played his part in increasing money that's available to the federations, and certainly the prize money for this tournament has increased substantially by 150%. The winner is no longer receiving $200,000 but $500,000. So referee Patience Ndidi here is seemingly communicating with the VAR. We will see. It's simply getting play back underway from a drop ball rather than the goal kick. As 20 minutes in the second half have come and gone, and no further addition to the half-time scoreline. 2-2 it is. Congo with that historic first goal for Burkina Faso, a fine equalizer after Kunihira's opener. And then after Naboteme had immediately regained the one-goal advantage for Uganda, almost immediately in return, Adel Cabre scored for Burkina Faso. 2-2 it remains. Burkina Faso down by a player, putting up a stern fight. Mutuzo showing some skill and ability on the ball as well. And some of the Moroccan fans have adopted countries that they are supporting. And there's pockets of Moroccan supporters that have made their way to various matches and with their adopted countries, as it were, hoping to encourage the victory for their respective teams. Dikiema looking to tee one up for any on-rushing players. Milogo has gone and had a big swing at that one, but missed it completely. It's Zongo who recovers for Burkina Faso. How wide? Congo. Zongo. Players waiting inside the area, so that was a critical intervention on that far flank. Leaves it for Zongo. Just at the 18-yard area. Nikiema brings it under control. Bokisa Sawadogo is behind her, but she's got to tee up, trying to tee up Masmata Sawadogo, as the runner was marked. Return ball. Probing, seeking, but Uganda clear. Belem is under a little bit of pressure here, and it is Uganda. Najemba charging into that 18-yard area. Najemba stays on her feet. The attempted shot coming in as she tracked back. Down she goes under a challenge, but it was all ball. Not even a muted appeal from Uganda for a penalty. Kivumbi back into the path of Najemba. Flick out wide. Uganda still going here. It is a scrambling defensive effort from Burkina Faso, but they've managed to clear their lines.
Belem just doing ever so well to recover. Najemba really with a good run in that 18-yard box, comes in with a good tackle, and yet again the next set of plays she comes through with an interception. I think she has been very pivotal in that heart of the defense.
She's been astonishingly good. Allez les étalons, come on you stallions. And scarves in the crowd. Stallions ladies, as they're known. Kinabe. The familiar chants of Allez les étalons. Ouattara has not conceded in the second half, but she'll look back at the first half and know that she's not put in her best performance in goal for Burkina Faso here this evening. Here's Cabre, scorer of Burkina Faso's second, up towards Nikiema. Making that run into an attacking position is Congo, and releases a good ball up towards Cabre, but it's cleared by Namirimu. Kudugu under pressure, does well to get that ball up to Rasmata Sawadogo. Just a little too much pressure from Uganda, and Nabosa came away with possession. Now Mutuzo knocking the ball around between their defenders. Sawadogo nearly winning back possession for a challenge on the now fullback. Oh, lovely feet from Nabuteme. Going through space in that 18-yard area. Little pullback here from Najemba. Can she get the shot away? Opts to pass, tee up a teammate. Mutuzo. An opportunity lost for Uganda. Burkina Faso, instead of just clearing that ball away, they're trying to run this ball up into the opposite side of the field, and it's paid dividends here. They've got a throw-in well inside Uganda territory as we hit the 70-minute mark. 20 minutes remaining. As Fiona Nabumba just comes across and tees that ball up for a clearance out on the near side. Throw into Burkina Faso again. We've got 20 minutes to play. There must be a winner if one of these sides wants to advance to the round of 16. I remind you, as Sawadogo might try a shot from range, she does. It takes a deflection. The tempo of this game is picked up significantly again, Amanda.
It is. It has really picked up a bit, and obviously just some chances that really been wasted on both ends. But yet again, very impressed by Burkina Faso just trying to really get much of the control in that final third, just linking up play. But yet again, it's always just that final pass and the decision making in that 18-yard box.
Throw in opposite the 18-yard area. Zongo with a longer effort. Najemba. Little captain on captain action as Milogo comes in to challenge. Bench of Burkina Faso. Maybe an opportunity for the likes of Tranagda to make a way on. Medina Traore, defender. Burkina Faso have a very fine balancing act. They still need to attack. They're still seeking a goal. They're seeking a win. They would have their historic first point if they finished in a draw, but it would not be good enough to even standard chance of advancing. Neither would it be good enough for Uganda. They've got a very fine balancing act that they need to try to navigate and negotiate, and that is being down by a player. And for Uganda, making hard work of it at times against a side that is doing the hard running and needing to cover the one player that's not on the pitch. Kiwumbi. Toward the back post. Najemba looks to bring this down. Nabuteme. Only a little one-touch interplay. Nabuteme with a shot, and this time Ouattara is able to prevent the ball going beyond her. Twice having conceded. Relatively soft goals, it must be said. That is going to be a free kick, and we might see another yellow card coming out here. We will. Kisa Sawadogu. Down she goes under what was a reckless challenge from the substitute, Mamubiru. And the yellow card correctly issued.
Mamubiru just caught late with the leg extension, just catching the offensive player right there. Yet again, foul considered. Considering how Burkina Faso have been floating those balls inside that 18-yard box, I think this could also pose a threat.
Charlotte Milogo. Oh, that's straight at the goalkeeper. That's catching practice. So approaching the final 15 minutes of this tie. 2-2 it remains. No goals in this second half. Congo with a little touch back. Uganda look a little more lively, but as I say that, it's Burkina Faso who come away with possession. Again, the completion of the passes that is not quite as high as the respective teams would like. It's Congo. Historic first ever goal scorer for Burkina Faso at a Women's Africa Cup of Nations. And what a goal. Zongo trying with a long throw. A little bit of jersey tugging maybe going on there, but Ngema pays it no mind. Uganda come away with possession though. And Kivumbi is asked to chase. Belem did what she thought was right, but that's a great recovery from Kivumbi, who's able to steer it into the path of Mutuzo. There's Mutuzo still going. Cut back. It's anybody's ball really for Uganda. That was a glorious opportunity to find the goal that would put them back in front. Still alive. Zongo absolutely scrambling. That's out for the corner. Uganda applying pressure here. 15 minutes to go. Burkina Faso 2, Uganda 2. From the corner, Ouattara has tapped it away, but she's managed to catch the ball after attempted parry. Sawadogu across to Congo. Looks up, looks forward, and looks to see Balkisa Sawadogu making a returning run. It's a little wide of her, but on the charge she goes. Into the danger area, but no harm done as Uganda come away with it. Mutuzo. Oh, that's a beautiful ball. Ouattara's come out though, and she's latched onto it. Uganda are playing some enterprising football here. Burkina Faso, beware.
Burkina Faso certainly beware. But I'm tempted to say, Dwayne, that Najemba's team has just really gone down a bit. She ran her socks off in the first half, and what beautiful threaded ball. Defensive splitting pass there to try and locate her, but the goalkeeper in this case reads the situation really well and gets to collect it comfortably.
Zongo and Congo have been playing rather well down that far flank. On this occasion, it's Congo who needs to claim the ball. This is easy enough for the goalkeeper again. Catching practice as Milogo feeds in. Here's Mutuzo. Mutuzo goes past two. Cabre and Sawadogo fairly comfortably. An attempt to pass beyond Milogo, though, however, is blocked, but she recovers. Ball in toward that centre area where Kivumbi was making a charging run. And Matara has not completed the pass to Sawadogo, who raises an apologetic hand as Mutuzo's down. Interesting that Uganda got the set piece underway when their player is still down on the turf. Mutuzo suddenly got back on her feet, but they are trying to keep the momentum and the tempo as high as they possibly can. Uganda, here's a chance for another goal. Can Uganda reclaim the advantage? Burkina Faso can't clear. Uganda back with it. Najemba can't get a shot away, and eventually Burkina Faso will hack it clear. There's no chance of an offside. Nikiema is chasing. Nikiema on the counter-attack. The chance to send this ball into the back of the net is only just wide of the Ugandan goal. What a remarkable turnaround that could have been. A cry of frustration from Limata Nikiema. Uganda scrambling for a goal. Don't worry about offside. Everybody inside the Burkina Faso half can't be offside in your own half, but that not far away.
End-to-end stuff at this point in time. Both teams really just having a go at each other. Beautiful transition.
They must be exhausted at the moment because they are not having long breaks. I'm tempted to say we might see a goalkeeper go down for a moment or two.
Just so that they catch a breather.
Just a little respite for the players, but the tempo is picked up considerably, and that's owing to the fact that neither of these sides can do with a draw. A draw really means very little in the greater scheme of things, particularly for Uganda. They're up by a player, Kivumbi. Kivumbi, shot here, and Ouattara gets her body behind it. Slides through the gloves, but straight into the body. She tucks it up. And with that ball out of play, we're going to see a couple of changes here. Burkina Faso are going to make a switch, and goal scorer Cabre is making her way off. And on her place, it's great to see her back. Jacqueline Sidogo. Jacqueline Sidogo was injured in the first game. She got a kick in the midriff that saw her out. Meanwhile, Teme is making way, and Anna Mbazi is on in her place. So a couple of goal scorers are off. Ten minutes to go. And the changes are being run for the respective sides. Is there much in the changes for you, given that Sidogo is a lot more defensively minded than Cabre?
It's quite interesting that both coaches sort of institute these changes, where you think that maybe the force would be to get much of your charges to try and get you that goal, but yet again you want to have that great display of play in midfield. So I'm not really convinced, Dwayne. At this point in time, I would really throw even the kitchen sink at it.
And Mbazi on as well for Uganda. They're trying to throw as many forwards on as they possibly can. They're going for the win. They need to go for the win. For Burkina Faso, some fresh legs is going to suit them just fine in midfield. And Mbazi outside of the boot. That's a very good looking delivery as well. Milogo gets a head on the end of it without necessarily clearing it. Mutuzo, we saw what she was trying to do, but just a little wrong. Not horribly wrong. This, however, might prove to be horribly wrong. Najemba's run on to the end of this. An attempt by Milogo to get that ball away from danger area. Skewed off the side of the boot. That could have been a clear-cut chance for Uganda. Free kick has gone the way of Burkina Faso. A little bit of respite here. I'm just amazed at the aerobic capacity of the players on the pitch at the moment, because they are putting in everything and there's plenty of running going on, and they're both wanting to put the ball down and get on with it and play. Handball call against Sidogo. So Uganda with the free kick. A little over 7.5 minutes to go. From the free kick, the ball that's nearly spilled clear. Out for the corner it goes. There's Najemba. Francois Najemba, the reigning FUFA Female Player of the Year. Nominated for the CAF Awards as well, it must be noted, for Player and Young Player of the Year. Playing in Kazakhstan. Delivery in, it looked good again. Zongo managed to get ahead on the end of this, and now a counter-attack could be on for Burkina Faso. Nikiama needs to get this ball away first time. She doesn't, but she goes in the opposite direction, and there's a real chance here for Burkina Faso. Square ball will do. The square ball needed to be completed. That was a critical intervention from Namirimu. Absolutely critical. That was a square ball and a one-on-one setup for Burkina Faso. A glorious opportunity lost. The free kick has gone the way of Burkina Faso, but what a chance and what an intervention. Yes, she later committed the foul, did Namirimu, but she cut out that square ball. Good Namirimu from She Corporate. From Nakawa, just an area of Kampala that borders the shores of Lake Victoria. There's Belem. It'll be Shio Sawadogo to hit it. It will be Belem to take it here, curling in towards the keeper, who tucks it up nicely. That was an awkward one for the goalkeeper as it bounced just in front of Nakaziro. She's brought it under control nicely. Time running out. A little over 5 minutes for one of these sides to find a winner. If it ends goalless, incidentally, if it ends in a draw, incidentally, we know that the two best ranked third place teams that will advance will come from groups B and C. So that will be predetermined if this ends in a draw. If there's a winner, it's very much alive, and either Uganda or Burkina Faso, whoever claims the victory, if there is one, will still be in with a shot of advancing. Ouattara catching practice. There's still plenty of effort from both these sides. Asmata Sawadogo will run this off. You've been involved in these matches where there's almost a desperation to find a goal and it's just not coming. I mean, what do you do?
It's such a frustrating situation to be caught in. And the only thing that you can really do is just hold your nerve. We always say exercise patience, but in exercising patience, it's just the speed in which you come out of the blocks, the accurate passing, availing yourself to try and get those opportunities. It can be really, really frustrating. And I can't imagine the legs at this point in time. It could almost be like they were giving up.
It's remarkable from Burkina Faso, who go in search of another goal here, because they've been playing with 10 players since the 17th minute.
Yeah.
70 minutes of football later, and they're on level terms with Uganda. who have twice taken the lead in this tie. Kudugu's ball forward. Nowhere close to Congo, who did not anticipate. And sometimes that's down to the tiredness as well in the closing stages of a match with this intensity. Trying to turn and go. And Mbabazi. Ball out of play on that far side. All the players on the pitch for Burkina Faso are based in Africa. There is one player who's based outside of Burkina Faso, and that's Nikiema, who starts up front, who's in that striking role for Burkina Faso. And she's based in Morocco. No doubt her local knowledge would have been a factor in her involvement in this tournament as well, and certainly had valuable information for Pascal Sawadogo as Najemba's ankle is clipped. Free kick to Uganda. Uganda, they've got players lining up. They've literally got 5 players lining up to receive. 2 minutes to play. Is there something magical that can happen late for Uganda here? Again, scrambling. Wanting to take the throw in quickly, but referee just wants to have a moment's pause. Mutuzo. Away by Congo. In defense and in attack. Jacqueline Sidogo plays rather more defensively, is looking to be rather more attacking in the closing stages. As Burkina Faso go in search of what may prove to be a magical winner in this tie. Milogo. Not wide. Sawadogo. Cross to come. Nikiema's waiting in that danger area. Keeper has come. Keeper claims it as well. Nakazero. And knows there's urgency in getting this ball downfield and into their opponent's half. Mutuzo brings it under control nicely. Rasmanta Sawadogo with a challenge. That ball is kept in play. No, says the assistant on the near side. Concern here for Lilian Mutuzo. Remains down. As we hit the 90-minute mark, 3 minutes of time has been added on, so 3 minutes to find a winner here. If there's no winner between the Stallions ladies and the Crested Cranes, they are both out of this tournament. Asmanta Sawadogo back on her feet. Kudugu challenging against Nabirie. Just come away with possession. This ball is looking good toward the back post now. Needed to bring it under better control. Kivumbi scrambles it though brilliantly back into the path of the onrushing Nabosa, who's unable to get a shot away, and eventually a shot comes from a long way out, but that is genuinely ambitious from that sort of range. Well, they are on the edge of their seats, quite literally, are the Uganda players. Well, they might be.
End-to-end stuff, Dwayne. It's just been so incredible to see how the ladies have really fought back just given it their all. Kivumbu with some of the best chances in the game.
Maybe a chance late on here. Uganda, certainly a square ball needs to come, and nearly an own goal as well. Oh, so nearly. Ouattara manages to snaffle it. Uganda look good for a late goal here. Mutuzo. Songo with the touch, and Ouattara manages to tuck it up. Jemba clocks her on the knee, but she's still fighting for possession here. Asmanta Sawadogu. Ball lost in midfield by Burkina Faso. Mutuzo. Belem just sticks a boot through that one. Gets it anywhere. Both still very much scrambling. Hopes of possession, hopes of a winning goal in the closing moments here. Is there one to come? In the meantime, Amanda, let's get your take on the 90. No goals in the second half so far. No free kick, or here it is, it's come late. What's your view of the 90 as a whole?
I think we can both agree, Dwayne, that we have been on the edge of our seats since the first blow of that whistle. I think we're really impressed by Burkina Faso just play it down and having to really fight back in the manner that they did. Unfortunately, Uganda, who I thought the best or the better of the chances, fell for them in the second half, and Kivumbu just getting the better of the two.
The screams and cries from the supporters to say, get this ball in, get everybody up right now. We've got two players back waiting in the centre circle if the ball is repelled. Milogo over this one, and Milogo's gone directly at the goalkeeper, and it's a wasted chance for Burkina Faso. Patience Ndidi with a whistle in the mouth signals the end of this tie. It's been thoroughly entertaining. Burkina Faso have the historic first goal. They have the historic first point at a Women's Africa Cup of Nations, but ultimately for both these sides, they are out of the tournament. A point apiece and a point in total for their tournament as it ends 2-2 here in Casablanca. It ultimately means the journey is over, and there are tears. Crestfallen players on the pitch, recognizing that after all the hard work, so many prospective chances, the opportunity has been lost. And while they made a grand debut at this tournament,
Tune in and stay entertained with our sports shows on SABC Sport. Keep up with the best sports entertainment, brought to you by SABC Sport. For the love of the game.
It's a very big year, not just for me, but for the whole group. It's something we've worked towards since 2018, you know, having come so close in winning WAFCON.
Obviously, it's a dream for any girl to represent their country, especially in a tournament of this